Well, hello there, and welcome to Henry Clark's channel. This is Henry Clark's channel. I try to show you guys how to get just a little bit more out of the band-in-a-box product. That's right, just a little bit more. And today, let me back up. A couple of days ago, I made a cover of a song called Too Late to Turn Back Now. And it was a combination of Realtracks and a MIDI file because I wanted this bossa nova rhythm, right? And I get people that write me all the time about trying to make covers and using MIDI files, right? And I'm going to show you today that I can make this file in 10 minutes or less. That's right, 10 minutes or less, because it's not as complicated as sometimes as we think it is. So today is about making a backing track using a MIDI file and Realtracks in 10 minutes or less. Now, a couple of prerequisites. I already have the Realtracks style that I wanted to use. So because I don't want to have you guys see me spend time searching for Realtracks styles, right? So I've already got the style that I want to use, and also I already have my cakewalk open so that I can drag and drop into my DAW. And the only other thing is that this is not a mix. In other words, I haven't mixed the tracks together the way I want them, right? I just want to show you how you can get the tracks that you want to use quickly to create this song from Band-in-a-Box into your DAW, and in turn you can shape it and you can add your vocals and do all of those types of things. But again, you can do this in 10 minutes or less. So hang tight for a second. Let me just change the screen up a little bit. And again, I'm going to show you guys how to create a backing track using MIDI tracks and Realtracks in 10 minutes or less. 1 second. Okay, so our goal is to create a MIDI backing track, MIDI Realtrack backing track in less than 10 minutes, right? So let's get started. And I've got a clock in. You're going to see a clock in the final cut of this video just to show you. So what we're going to do is, first thing we need to do is we need to open the MIDI file. So I'm going to go File. I'm going to go Open Special. I'm going to go Open MIDI File. And I've got to find my MIDI files are soul files. And there's the file right there. It's Too Late to Turn Back Now. So I'm just going to open that file. Now the file is open, right? So, and you can see the chords are there, the key is there, the whole 9 yards, right? So if I just play a little bit. And there's the song, right? And notice, even though it says bass, electric piano, guitar, drums, whatever, there's no music on there, right? The song is playing through the sequencer. It changed the name to piano, and that is the only thing that is playing on. So all of those tracks are playing on a single channel, right? So now, what do I need to do, right? This is the neat trick. I want to extrapolate those, and if you saw one of my other videos, right, how I did move, edit, move, copy, and all that kind of stuff, there's an actual faster way of doing this. And I'm going to shrink this down. I need to shape this window a little bit, reshape the window. And I reshaped the window. So now I'm going to take, and I'm going to go back to the MIDI file again. So let me find the MIDI file again. And there is the file. I'm going to take, and I'm going to hold my left mouse button down, and I'm going to drag this file over into Band-in-a-Box, and watch what happens. You get a window that says, do I want to import that file into my current song? My answer is yes. All of these are the channels. I'm not going to go and explain each one, but these are the channels that music is being played on. I'm going to click OK, and look what happened. All of my files came in separately on separate utility tracks. Now, I know this is a 2021 and 2022 thing, but again, this is so much easier. And now I've actually got the tracks separated out. Check it out. There's the piano. There's the bass. That's the guitar. That's the strings. That is so cool. So now I can manipulate this file any way I want to do it when I set up my final mix. Remember now, this is how you get the tracks over, right? Well, what else did I want to do? I also wanted to make it put a bossa nova type style against it, right? Because I just wanted to give it a different flavor. I didn't want to do the copy exactly like that, right? So I went to File, I went to Style, I went to my style picker, I looked up Latin styles. And again, this is something that I already did. I picked a style ahead of time just to save time, but my style was African Cuban Bolero Quintet. So I opened that style up. I played it against the chords to see if I liked it. by enabling the style here, and you're going to hear it. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm going to click OK, and it's going to load. Notice it loaded the real style, which are Realtracks, against this pattern. Now that I've done that, I just need to change the dB, because, I'm sorry, the BPMs. Where the BPMs are 115, I'll just make it 114, but I'll just make it 115, just for practical purposes, right? And now if I play it, you will hear the Realtracks and the MIDI tracks playing simultaneously. Notice all of my faders moving up and down. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted that song to be kind of this bossa nova feel, right? So that's what I wanted. So now, in order for me to do this the way I want to do it and add my vocals, I want to stick this, and I want to take this and move this over into my cakewalk. So what I have right now is I have an empty cakewalk session that's ready to go. So I'm going to take my band in a box. I'm going to use my DAW plugin. Notice I hit my DAW plug and everything shrunk. I'm going to put my thumb on the control button, my other index finger on the up control button. I'm going to hit the master. Notice I'm hitting the master, and I'm just going to drag this over. Notice the master cursor, I've got a plus sign. I'm just going to do that and let it go. And what's going to happen now is it's taking all of my tracks, all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's taking all 12 tracks, and it's moving them over into my cakewalk, which is exactly what I want to do. Again, I'm showing you how to create a backing track as a basic backing track. And what I mean by basic backing track is that I'm not setting up for mixing yet. I'm not trying to do that. I haven't added vocals yet. I just want to get that backing track that I created over into my cakewalk so that I can change it up a little bit. I can bring instruments in. I can take instruments out. I could create a different type of mix, a different type of feel. Maybe I want the drums more present. That's kind of how I do things. And I do this with everything I do anyway, right? So that's not a big deal. But the key point here is that I have taken the MIDI track with Realtracks and created a backing track of this song that I can use anywhere, anytime, any place, and so on and so forth, right? So again, the tracks are rendering right now. They will be ready in a second. And this is probably the longest part of the process, is in actually having the tracks being created. Notice that in order to bring the file in and get it separated, that probably only took like the odd minute or two to do that. So that just goes to show you how quick you can do this, versus I know I had videos out there that showed the other way, where you do copy, move, look in the sequencer and all that kind of stuff. I found out through a friend that you don't even really have to do that. You can do it the way I just showed you and get the tracks in there even faster. So I think this is really, really great in doing that. It's helped me out a lot. It helped me put this track together a whole lot faster. And again, I was just playing around with it anyway. It's just something that I decided to do. Funny thing is, I used to hate the song when I worked in radio, right? But as we get older, we tend to become more appreciative of certain songs, okay? So anyway, that's the tip that I'm trying to take you through right now. And as you can see right now, my tracks, if you look up here, you'll see my tracks are rendering, and they're actually coming over in 24-bit. That bit rate is good enough for me. Hopefully it's good enough for you. I think it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds great, and my tracks are here. Well, hey, my tracks are here. So now, as my tracks have come in, and I don't know why they do this, right? I don't know whether it does it in all the DAWs. It's always had a habit of doing this in Cakewalk, is it doesn't always line up on the first bar, but that's really, really minor. I'll just go and I'll just grab all the tracks and just move them up to bar 1. Just going to hold it by the little shift key down here and just take all of my tracks and just move them up into bar 1 at the start of the song. And just to give you an idea of what it sounds like, here it is. Got the bossa nova feel I was looking for. Got that nice little Spanish type guitar that I was looking for. As you can see, it's really, really cool, man. I love that. I absolutely love that. And again, so now I just need to trim it right, pieces that I want to play, pieces that I don't want to play. And of course, I've got a ton of tracks where I can add my background vocals, add my lead vocals, and I can reproduce this track, which you can actually hear because that's track that fully produced is actually on my channel. So that's it, man. I think we did this in less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, right? One other thing I want to show you before I go is that also, what's cool about the way I did it is that if I wanted, right now the key is in G. So suppose I wanted to sing it in B flat. I don't know. I just picked B flat for the hell of it, right? You know, just to try it out, right? And let me see if I play it. I'm going to play it. One thing nice about Realtracks and MIDI tracks is you can always change the key, man. That's really, really cool. Whoa, that's kind of on the high side, I think. Let me see. Mama told me, she said, son, please beware. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. But that just gives you an example of how you can actually change the key before you do it and import into your DAW, or whatever you're using, your DAW, whatever you're using, right? You can actually change the key. So now you can actually take it, create the backing track, and you can create it another key. So when you go out on your club night or your open mic night or whatever, right, you can do the song however you see fit. So again, hopefully this helps, right? Again, I showed you how I can take a MIDI file, add Realtracks to it, and create a backing track in less than 10 minutes. I'm sure it's less than 10 minutes. Again, I don't have the clock handy. I got to put the clock on afterwards, right? But I'm sure it's less than 10 minutes, right? If you have any questions, feel free to check it out and hit me up on my channel. A lot of people hit me up with different questions. And also, again, I got my shirt on. You guys need to get on with getting this shirt here. This shirt is important to me. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great time in using the product, and it's also still fun. And if you like what I do, of course, you can always tune into my channel, right? Subscribe, please. Could always use more subscribers like anybody else. But hopefully this video helps you in using MIDI in Band in a Box, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye-bye.